Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as Austria-Hungary, episode number 43 or 4. I think it's 44. Man, I just can't tell you what joy it brings me to be coming back into Rule the Waves 2 and seeing that we're not at war. There's such a dichotomy to me. And I think it would be alleviated if I was auto-resolving more battles. And I have an auto-resolve simulator. Why am I not using it? I don't know. We probably will use it a little bit more. The carrier fights are a little more tedious in my opinion. We'll probably do at least one good carrier fight on further recording. But I might start employing that battle simulator. In fact, I probably should update it. So the one thing it was never good at was carrier battles. Probably should update it, and then use this as, I guess, a testing ground as we go through the campaign. We'll see if it produces any unusual results. It was way too good at destroying ships with aircraft previously, so I'd like to tone that down a whole bunch. In any case, radar is now appearing, which is great to see. Yeah, we're truly in a new era. I think there was one comment which said basically only focus on carriers, light cruisers, and destroyers. And that's actually a very sensible advice. I think you could still focus on heavy cruisers. I think that's still within a very reasonable battle plan at this point. Remember, it's 1938, but it's actually supposedly kind of more like 1934 or something like that from a technology standpoint, since we are doing the 20%, 80% technology speed. So basically 25%. No, it's just 80%. It's just 4/5 of this between 1900 and 1938. That would be what? It's about 33. Yeah. No. Less than 33. 32. 31? Anyways, I don't ever do math on camera, but... Okay, so what do we have going on? Do we have any more designs? I think we had a design that had... Right away, an improvement was unlocked right after I started building it. I like the Corrales. Oh man, these even have improved director? That's just insane. 10 above water tubes, that's fantastic. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that. 10, that must have been 334. Interesting that I went with that. It's funny, I can barely remember, but yeah. We might even try getting... Well, 10 torpedo tubes is a lot. That's probably sufficient. Okay, our scientists have finally figured out the workings of an improved pressure hull. Good. Good riddance. New dive bomber prototypes ready for evaluation. Oh, there was a huge miss on my part that I just got very lucky with. So we'll go back and revisit that in a second. First, let's take a look at the dive bombers. Okay, so we have 2 in service, and the top one is much faster than the previous 2. The other one is a little faster, but it has better range. These dive bombers will carry 1,000-pound bombs, which is pretty good. As far as combat statistics, all of the ones above are an improvement. I guess I'm partial to a really fast dive bomber, and 156 is probably okay range for us. Maybe not. I expect the battles are going to have longer and longer range encounters going forward. It seems to scale with the distance the aircraft can go, which makes sense. You have carriers detecting carriers from farther away, just simply as like a linear scaling with the range of your aircraft. Well, maybe not perfectly linear, because as you go further out, you need more aircraft. But yeah, you might just guess that the number of aircraft you can launch is also scaling with the aircraft range, but that is not. Those are correlated, not causation, right? I don't know, I beat around. We just need to pick one of these, right? And with the heavy range being only 9 nautical miles further, but what is the disadvantage? We're only getting like 7 Maybe I do like this one better. So I like the toughness more than I like the maneuverability. They're both straight up improvements. It's funny to me, a little bit funny to me that we didn't get. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the faster one. We'll do that. It's a little funny to me that we happen to get the very similar type dive bombers, but not a whole lot of range in those. Okay, now the great, amazing thing is, I happened to pick this torpedo bomber without noticing that the torpedo load is carried at medium bomb load. This is insanely good, insanely good. That means the range on this torpedo bomber is actually 312, which is effectively infinite. I don't know if I've ever had to launch a strike from 300 nautical miles away, but that's very far. It's not really infinite. I'm sure we can probably devise a situation where we would like the ability to be able to go this far, but this actually incentivizes me probably to push the distance out. Although, you know, as I was just kind of alluding to, the non-linear scouting, whatever, I mean, the distance, it's harder to detect things the further away they are from you because, well, not just because the travel time is longer, but mostly because the potential area you have to cover is just so much more. So getting out that far and actually still finding the target is a little bit more difficult. Okay, so anyways, I don't need a new torpedo bomber. This torpedo bomber is fantastic. And although you can see that this is way worse than our dive bomber in combat statistics, 6 to 9, I'm assuming that all of these are going to be reliability good, which might not be a good assumption. To me, it kind of feels like we ought to get another fighter. Let me go ahead and look at these two medium bombers. So we'll compare this with the top. Like, is this a joke? Why did I not obsolete this thing? Let's do it now. Yeah, I don't care if it's even poor reliability. It won't be. But the one we just obsoleted it was only average reliability. So this one can't be worse. And we definitely have some duplicates still out there. Oh yeah, we have this dive bomber, and this. So what is this one do? Oh, it is because of good reliability. Well, I think the same situation applies here. We're going to obsolete that because at some point it just doesn't matter. The ones we already have are better. Oh, the one I just obsoleted might have had much better range. But anyway, this one, which has worse range, it can go away, basically. I kind of trust this new dive bomber. So this is the bare minimum. Now we can choose what we want to build next. Floatplane Scout, to me, does not have the most amazing range, although it will be, I mean, even the light range is, well, it's the worst out of everything. Because my gut feeling was when I saw the fighters, oh, maybe it's time to get a new fighter, but it might actually not be, since we're still waiting for that jump in firepower. Have we got it? Yeah, I mean, I see a flying boat with a firepower of 6, and I guess that we've crossed that threshold. So we're probably good to do a fighter. But I think because I don't care about the firepower stuff, I'm going to do a floatplane scout first. Now, what is our priority? Because I still think speed is a good priority for this thing. And I still think range is not a high priority. I'd prefer reliability. Although we're getting at least average reliability now, so I probably don't need to choose that. Honestly, I don't know what else I would choose besides speed. Maybe toughness. I think reliability and toughness, maybe they kind of go hand in hand. It's kind of interesting. I've never chosen toughness. Never. I have never chosen toughness as a priority in any airplane I've ever asked for. And no requisition has happened with firepower. I mean, with toughness on there. So let's just do it for the fun. If it happens to release, I doubt this will happen. But if it happens to give us a toughness of like 14 on a floatplane scout, I'll laugh. I don't expect that will happen, but it would be comical if it did. Alright, good. So one of our carriers is finished working up. Note, she has no air group assigned. Okay, fine. Well, I hear ya. And we have quite a few of these that need it. So we'll keep the Fjorkton around as we already decided. Now we have 100 aircraft on this. So we do want to start adding some units. 20. So we had, this is, I mean, it's obviously the math is really easy here. We'll do 5 groups of 20. We're going to have at least one torpedo bomber. We'll have at least one dive bomber, and we'll have at least one fighter. And I think we'll do fighter, fighter, torpedo bomber. I like this combination. Okay. All right, good. So then we'll just copy, paste, paste. Now, it looks like Naval Air Station, so some of these people need an extra one. If we have 2 flying boats, I'll do a medium bomber. Man, the maintenance of these is going to be really high, though, if I do that. I wonder if I should just go with torpedo bombers. What's my... Because now I actually need to take a look at... Aircraft type? Can't do it. Okay, so let me hit OK, go to aircraft type, see what these are. Torpedo bomber's longest range is 400. That's pretty good. It's only 312 that can carry torpedoes for. By comparison, 615 for our medium bombers, which is insane. And our flying boat has, well, I mean, its heavy range is still better than our torpedo range. 372, it carries one 2,000-pound bomb. That's pretty good. But yeah, definitely the torpedo bomber is best suited. Oh, maybe... Yeah, the range on this thing is really good. The dive bomber's range is, wow, surprisingly, like that much lower than the torpedo bomber. I think we might go with a torpedo bomber just because, well, I mean, the main reason is it's 50%, sorry, it's 1/3 cheaper, or 50% more to go from 1 engine to 2 engine, I believe. So maintenance of 12 for those medium and float flying boats, medium bombers flying boats. I guess the maintenance will be 8. And that's not much, but that's 4 times 20, so you're talking about 80 maintenance cost for switching between them. That seems like a lot, so I am going to do it because also torpedo bombers are the best torpedo delivery platforms. No surprise there, it's in the name. So let's go ahead and do it, and I won't carrier train these. No need to. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I like that decision. And we'll probably just follow through. Wow, we actually already did it at Cork. So the next step would be do more flying boats. But honestly, the medium bombers at this point are better than flying boats just because they have so much longer range. They have better payload. I mean, so the flying boats are good for recon, but then I think at that point we want medium bombers going, not flying boats. So I will do that. Yeah, I will. I'll just... And in fact, I think I'm even going to switch over Pola. No, it's good to have flying boats and mixed in, I guess. Alright, you are going to get torpedoes. So we don't see the maintenance yet, but should be a little bit cheaper. You have one of everything, so you will get a medium bomber. And the medium bombers, I assume, are a lot faster as well. I think the medium bombers might even be giving my, like, all of my fleet a run for their money in terms of their capacity. I mean, their speed, sorry, not the capacity. Okay, Gibraltar absolutely needs some more stuff. We'll probably put... I might do 2 torpedo bombers at Gibraltar, because I don't think that there's any way there will be a mission here. I'm actually just going to do something weird and put just 2 torpedo bombers and flying boat there. It's a little bit wonky. Cagliari and Cataro, these both require, I think, a full load, so we'll just do the same thing. So we'll do the medium bombers here. The speed, I think, is important because sometimes you're worried about how long it's going to take them to get there. Okay, good. So that is going to be a bit more expensive, but hey, we have the money for it right now. Okay. We are doing a floatplane scout because I'm thinking about a medium bomber already. Yeah, these are fast. These are fast. 183 cruise speed is by far the fastest cruise speed, which is the combat movement speed. I mean, not the combat, the map movement speed. So that was a good call to get those, to put those as the extras. The flying boats I think are better ASW, so that's why I'm kind of reluctant to give them up. And man, actually, the extra cost in aircraft has dropped us by 3,000. That's crazy. They want to give us 2-inch guns. Our ships must have the best. No, there's no way we'll ever use this, but this prevents our people from discovering them, so it's still good to do. I feel like I've said that exact comment about 2-inch guns over the course of previous playthroughs like a dozen times. And yet it's always the same. You get these guns that you're not going to use, but you buy them anyway so that your ding-dong researchers, instead of being told don't research that, it's the only way to get them not to research it. Alright, they want to buy something by all means, because again, they just steal it if they don't buy it, so just take it. Give us some money for it. Okay, here you go again. They heard me. Setback and improved welding. Almost above water tubes. Location devices on submarines, so I guess that's, well, there it is. Submarine effectiveness. So that submarine effectiveness, I guess that's an improvement for even existing submarines. Airbase Gibraltar. So I'll say no to all because I thought I just did Gibraltar. Ah, yes, we are short. Well, here it is, 72 versus 107. I guess this is the same as 80 and 120. I think so. This is 8 and this is 13, which is 50% more, yeah. So that looks to be correct. If anything, this is not a bad place for me to do instead of 2 torpedo bombers. I probably should do flying boats here because it'll still lend its ASW to the Mediterranean, but yeah, I'm not going to do it. All kinds of people interested in buying stuff. Torpedo protection 4. Wow. A little bit late for them, but... Or maybe we're ahead of the game. I highly doubt it. Internal upheaval in Greece. Italy. This is... Yeah, actually this is great. Because if they take Greece, we can take it from them. Alright, fantastic. Now we have an incentive to go to war with Italy. Okay, new floatplane scouts. Let me look at that range. Okay, there's only one that has better range, which means I can really, realistically only consider one option here. It barely has better speed, but it does. And it has better combat statistics. And what did I choose? Toughness? I chose toughness, right? But we see that toughness is just exactly equal to something that is, first of all, is older. And something which I definitely did not choose toughness for. So this seems like a bit of a waste. I don't know how the generation of values is, but obviously toughness in this case was just completely tossed out the window. Completely irrelevant. Okay, well, fair enough. I will still take the bottom one because it is a ever so slight upgrade. We'll be able to scout out to 239 now. I usually don't consider that scouting that far is necessary even, but we've seen it on these battle maps, you know, so many times it wants your floatplane scouts to go like 300 and they always, of course, turn back at like 220. And it's never an issue, so. Okay, so we are saving up a fair amount of money. I mean, we've done this before and we ruined it. What is it that we want to build next? So I kind of lost my train of thought on that. We have 6 light cruisers coming. That's probably good. 6 more destroyers. We're slowly getting that radar in here. Now we have... Okay, good. So we have 8, though. So we could put them on the Radetzkys and the... Oh. No, we want them on these. We might even want them... I don't need to do it, by the way. I think it's fine. They'll do it by themselves. What the heck? Battleships were missing. So I'm sure that they'll get them next, essentially. Wait, does it actually... It's kind of weird. It bugs out, huh? So I'll build the radar. They've actually disappeared. Now they appeared again? And now I have 3 again. Well, there's some kind of bug here, but... Okay, status 1 month. That's fine. So with this monthly balance, what am I going to do? I think we have to build another aircraft carrier. And these are 1938 designs. I guess I can open the design and see how much has changed. Sure, 613. Oh my gosh. Apparently a lot has been improved in just well, I guess it was, 1 year ago that these are built, but they were actually designed not quite, but almost 3 years before that. So that does make sense from the perspective that something has probably improved since then. Okay, well, that means we'd have to design a new aircraft carrier if we want to get more, and I think the answer is we do. The only two things that I would consider valuable from like an expensive standpoint at least are new carriers and then maybe heavy cruisers. But I just got these new heavy cruisers. Well, not just, but fairly recently got them. If we had dual purpose 5-inch guns, that would be what I would do next. So I think I'll hold on a little bit. Another round of fighting is broken out among several Balkan nations. What is your view? Well, we can take something pretty important from Italy. Germany, we can probably gain the most from them. And then if it's not them, France also has some stuff we can gain. I think France is the best target. We haven't meddled with... meddled. I'm reading the word. It infiltrated my brain subconsciously. Yeah, we haven't played around with France for a while. And we do owe them a beating after they... Didn't they, it was them in the US kind of went after us? Or no, that was Russia? I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, it was America. I think it was France and Russia, but Russia just dropped out early. Unless it was someone else. Was it Germany? Okay, above water tubes is now... Oh my gosh, there it is. Ask and ye shall receive. So 5-inch secondary guns is perfect for a heavy cruiser. I don't know if we really need it. I mean... Okay, we have some obsolete ships, which are... It's perfect time to be redesigning these. Oh man, I hate this configuration. Goodness gracious. Anyway, so... One alternative would be to drop this, put 5-inch dual-purpose 5-inch guns as secondaries. Since we already have the 6-inch ones locked in, though, and I don't feel like... I don't think this is a good idea. 782... It's much, much less expensive than I thought. Yeah, we'd have to replace the 4-inch guns anyway. So probably we just go up to 5-inch dual-purpose guns. Now, what does this mean in terms of HA? Yeah, it just means an increase in 1. But that will go up as soon as we do the AA directors, of which we'll get 4, I guess. And these battleships, they do need to take care of themselves. So I think it is worth to get some medium AA guns. Almost out of space. Look at that. Pretty much perfect. 1 ton remaining. That's a nice little refit. We could drop this down to 21 knots. I don't know why I mean, it's not that we want to do that, but that would give it better torpedo protection. Torpedo defense of 1. See, I think that the difference between 21 and 23 knots is actually pretty substantial. It's a tough sell for me to try to drop this thing down. Let me just check out the guns, what they would have been. 27. So the 4 and the 5-inch guns are very close, very similar. I think that we'll go with the 4-inch guns, honestly. And are we limited already? Okay. Yes, in a sense. But... Huh. Yeah. We're not. Huh. Okay. Advanced Director. Yeah, it makes enough of a difference. It's worth doing. Still have 163 available. I really don't want to cut down on any more on the top side stuff, so I don't really want to add more dual purpose guns. This thing is still mostly about defending itself. Dual purpose guns are not really that much that necessary. But at least 25 and 17, that's something. That'll give the enemy aircraft something to think about. Man, the bulging though. Whew. Okay, so if we do flight deck, I think we can get one aircraft here. Flight deck? No, not flight deck. My goodness. Seaplane hangar. Can still only get one. Can probably get two. Indeed, we can if we don't use a seaplane hangar. I don't like this at all, though, for a battleship. Battleship should be out hunting, especially something this slow. It doesn't need to go any slower. So no, we'll turn that off. We could just leave the extra space. There's no like, oh, well, no, I'm stupid. We have a perfect thing we can do with this. Let's do FG. Take down to triples. Okay, so it has some ability to sink vessels when we don't want to use up any more of our precious ammunition. And that is what I would use these torpedoes for, just for sinking ships we already sank. I don't see anything else I can do here. Might be missing something, that's always the risk, but here we go. Oh, whoops, that's right. These take up topside weight as well. Or topside space. And it is not related to the, it's just per tube, not per, sorry, it's just per mount, not per tube. Wish we could just get away with a centerline mount. Doesn't make sense. The vessel's too wide to shoot torpedoes off without being on both sides. I can. This is only taking 3, but drops that by 3. Okay, we can drop this by 2. I think that's worth it. I probably do want all 4 AA directors because I think they also have an impact on the medium AA guns. Okay, this is sufficient then. Let me just check mark it. It's good. Okay, let's go. Go ahead and refit. It's still not that expensive. Alright, we have other ships that we need to refit. Got to basically do the same exact thing with this thing, which is still much better design. My goodness, much better. We can go to Advanced Director. Oh man, that Torpedo Defense 1. I was really boned in the original. Oh man, that Torpedo Defense 1 is painful. Painful to see, very painful. Let's compare once again, doing this, doing that, and then doing this. 39 versus 35. Now here's a question. Okay, so the quality apparently does not affect the HAA factor. It's 35 in either case. Okay. So we can actually get even more. So that should be 8, 11. There, yeah, okay. 122, director, dual purpose. Okay, well, I think we'll just leave this here. I don't really want to increase anything else. Okay, so the tertiary guns do take up less AA position space. It's only 1 medium gun worth to increase the number here. I think it's fine already. So I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm just going to save this and refit as is. Oh, yeah, the torpedo tube mounts will take... It's going to take the same thing. It's still, I think, worth it. Okay. Oh, hey, actually that worked out well enough that we're overweight. So what did I do? I think I might have added extra weight unnecessarily. How did I do that? No, maybe that was only in the other design. Here we're actually looking pretty good. Okay, well this will give us a little bit of extra. We can do that. That looks good to me. We're maxed out. We have 3. This is fine. Let's do it this way. Oops. Oops. FG. My apologies. Okay. All looks good now? Good. Save and go. Okay, the Radetzky's only been released as of 1938. Let me just look at her one more time. I have constantly forgotten that she is the all-forward gun mount. The lone one in her class. Oh man, torpedo protection 3. Well, it's funny the Russia's asking for torpedo protection 3 while we just sold 4 to, who is it, France? Oh, good. Increases cap effectiveness. That's so important. And France is definitely the person who's... looks like we're going to pick a fight with. Let me, before I do that, just make sure that we can actually take stuff from them. But yeah, Tunisia... Algeria? No, this is... Yeah, Algeria. Casablanca. Morocco. Okay, good. So we do have 2 good targets from France. And it would be I think it'll be a fun fight if we do end up going at them. 4 battleships versus our 4. That's nice. They also have 1 battlecruiser, but our battleships are probably, yeah, we can see it won't be a fair fight. I think ours are much better. Then they also have 3 carriers under construction. We have 4, so that's a balanced area as well. They actually have a lot of light carriers, and I don't have any. I don't really believe in those. 7 to 5 in terms of heavy cruisers, basically the same. 7 to 9, but we have 6 more buildings, so this is 13 to 9, slightly in our favor. 39 to 19 and 80 to 40. So we're basically doubling them up on the light ships, on the escorts, both destroyers and corvettes, twice as many as them. I think that's where you win the fight too. Oh, you can see that they do have a fair number of submarines, 67, second only to Russia. Usually what happens is if you decimate an enemy, the first thing they'll start doing is rebuilding in submarines. And the turn. Couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. 5-year security agreement with Germany. Well, this is really helpful in a lot of ways. It does help. I think we'll do it. Okay, this is just a new dive bomber entering service, but okay, we don't know whether its reliability is yet. And we need to request a new aircraft, and I think it is time now for a fighter. And for fighter, I want speed and I want firepower. Let's see what they give us. No! The new light cruisers are somewhat overweight. Well, we rolled poorly there. It's just unfortunate. Improved optics quality for fire control. Better ship design. Aerial depth charges increases ASW value of aircraft carriers and air bases. That's good. Okay, Alexandria is also a special case. I think we can add here just a set of torpedo bombers. Okay. 20 submarines, oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure that we're just going to do a courser, take the budget and run. Okay, sailing to is allowed on ships. Oh, cool. Still not allowed on ships that are, 40,000 tons, like I was kind of looking at for our battleship, but 3,500 tons. I mean, basically, the next destroyers we build should be top of the line. Okay, 6 destroyers. Here's this is really good. I was thinking about building a new heavy cruiser design, and this is pretty much exactly what I had in mind. The 10-inch guns, 5-inch secondaries. I've been using the 4-inch secondaries, but the reason for that, of course, that I didn't have 5-inch secondaries. So we can take a look at all of these, and they all have the 24 4-inch guns. Looks like it's time to replace or upgrade the Nikes. I wonder if we can replace with 5-inch gun dual-purpose guns. It's expensive. Answer is no, but honestly, we really need to get the AA directors up there. Okay. So we're good on weight. We can add torpedoes on the top as well. Looks like this will be 2, 3. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. I can get away with 3. Seems like a pretty good redesign. Advanced director. And that takes away space. Okay, well, I don't mind this. Heavy cruisers are still going to be the recipient of bombing attacks, I believe. So I shouldn't solely focus on the dual-purpose guns. But even these heavy cruisers, in my head, their role is still protecting carriers first. We saw that these can be useful. I don't know if they're going to be taking out battleships, so we still probably rely on airplanes for that. And if that's the case, if these things can only go up against other heavy cruisers and against other, any kind of cruisers, except for battle cruisers. So they can go up against heavy cruisers and light cruisers, of course destroyers as well. That's all good stuff. So just to look at that number again, 59, 65. Yeah, it's really minor, especially considering the amount of space. I think I'm going to stick with these 4-inch guns. And every other way we're okay, so I just save and go. You know what's surprising to me is this is the Nike. This is the older version. I think it's quite nice. We actually got into 1940 without me paying attention to that. Okay, you guys are 1939. 1938, you're 1935. You're probably okay. You are 1937. Fresh off the press. Okay, carriers, destroyers, okay. None of that is interesting to me, so we'll just press on next turn. Advanced, face hardening, gradual improvement in armor quality. Electric engines. Don't think we'll be doing anything hybrid, or I don't even think we'll be using diesels. Now this 20 building, I could do this. It does help. Why not? Let's actually not just take their money this time. Let's be a man of our word, a man of integrity. I think that should be 20. Yeah. Slump in the economy. Ooh, bad time for that. Right after I spent all that money on submarines. I guess we'll just do the top one. Oh wow, even that one gives us a bonus, a budget minus. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, we'll definitely take this. We don't have... Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say, you know, like, oh man, his sluggish. We've had some bad luck. I don't think we have any 16-inch gun anything. Yeah, we have 15 and 17. I probably should have paid a little more attention. Do we have the better 10-inch guns on these? We do. Okay, good. So these are actually different designs. Let me open them. 15-1, 6-1, 4-1. Good. Same thing here. 1, 1, 1. Good. So that's probably sufficient because I know that the Radetzky surely has all the quality ones. Well, no, it doesn't have the quality one 17-inch gun, but that's also to be expected. It does have the quality... I'm crazy. That was quality one 17-inch guns. That is insane. This thing is a beast. Holy cow. I really hope we get a chance to use that in combat. Four cruisers. Kind of a lot. Okay, new fighters. Look at that. Firepower of 8. I knew it. Wow, look at these. Are just insane. It happened. We passed the magical tick mark. And now these are all like insane. Look at this. 300, 181. Range is very poor, but I think we're not going to care. This also has the best combat statistics. It's the fastest. And I think that this is the one we're going to take. What's the downside? Okay, well, you know, it can only go 219, so it's not going to be escorting things very far. But I really don't think it matters. This is a really good fighter. Wow, just the difference between this is just astonishing. Like the old fighter in 1936 would just get blown out of the water by this new one. It's, you know, like 33%, like a third faster. It's got worse range. So that's not one of the ways where it's faster, but I mean, it also has more bomb load for those ranges. So to compare apples to apples, we can compare medium to light. Medium was 191 and light is 219. So yeah, it is longer ranged, even though it's faster and every way better. And the biggest thing for me is firepower has doubled from 4 to 8. It's not doubling from 1 to 2 because you can say it that way too. This is a really good fighter. Now, if I wasn't to choose this one, because let me try to make sure I'm not missing anything. I have a tendency to miss those things. The next best one, they're both 290, so it would really come down to combat stats, so it's probably this top one, which also happens to be the one with the better range. So let's compare the top two. The third one has been eliminated from contention. We get 10 extra knots and 6 extra knots cruise speed at the cost of 60 nautical miles, 50 nautical miles, and about 40 nautical miles. Identical combat stats, and that's it. Huh. It's a tough call. I think I am going to go with the best combat. I don't think they need that much range. They would if I send them as escorts, but their main duty, and the reason why I'm going to choose that is to like align with their main duty, and that's cap. We want to protect the carriers. But I see it's actually been 44 minutes. This was a fun 44 minutes for me. I like the strategic stuff. So anyways, we'll call this one to a close. So thanks for watching. And until the next one, stay safe and take care.